Hi there, my name is Phixfox, and welcome back to Heroes of Might and Magic 2. This is the F Heroes edition, and this is all about F Heroes 2. Folks, I'm very excited. I don't usually do patch note updates, because I don't know why I haven't, but I just haven't. But today I'm going to do it. I'm going to do an F Heroes 2 patch note update rundown because, oh my gosh, there's some really cool stuff and we need to talk about this. So let me just read through it and talk about it. Let's go from there. So, dear fans and players of the F Heroes 2 project, one more month has passed and the team is delivering to you a new version of the F Heroes 2 engine, 1.1.9. This version contains some very interesting additions which we are happy to share. This release brings the ability for map makers to set the ownership of many objects such as mines, lighthouses, sawmills, and alchemist labs. This feature isn't present in the original game, but without breaking any gameplay, it gives a lot of flexibility to create unique maps. Folks, this is pretty big. There's many maps that come to mind. Pyramid for one, and then Archibald, Roland Campaign 9, 10, whatever the final scenario is, Final Justice. There are maps made where original map makers had to put a hero next to all the different mines that they wanted the AI to have, because you couldn't just assign that to the AI. So for example, in Pyramid in the upper right corner, there's multiple gold mines and sulfur mines and one single hero that's supposed to get all those, and then they run through some stone liths and then they're there on the map. For the Final Justice scenario in the campaign, there is Mr. Ed. You might want to remember that in case you ever go through a pyramid. And Mr. Ed is there just to pick up some gold mines and some different mines so that way the AI player is really, really good by the time that you get to them. This eliminates the need for that. And maybe it opens up some opportunities. Maybe future map makers are going to have like a little bit of a corner in both sides of the map that are completely inaccessible to other players. So that way, everybody has a certain amount of resources and you can control that a little bit more, sort of like a deathmatch sort of a deal. Everybody gets one of each sort of a deal, and then you have to spend your money wisely. So very cool, and I completely agree. It gives a lot of flexibility to create unique maps. Love it. Moving on. The team improved spell animations and adjusted the scouting area to match the original game. Many rendering issues in battle and on the adventure map were also fixed for a better gameplay experience. I'm not sure what the improved spell animations are. I don't know if they're just smoother or if they take less time or what it is. I'm going to have to be on the lookout for that one myself. I'll let you know what I find. But then the scouting area is interesting because the original Heroes of Might and Magic 2, the AI was omniscient. It could see the entire adventure map. It always knew where you were and what you were doing. Observation towers were useless. Now in F Heroes 2, the AI is beholden to the rules of scouting and vision radius, but to give it a little bit of an advantage because they were still working on the AI's pathing to explore and find new things, the F Heroes 2 team had given the AI a little bit of an extra scouting radius when you were playing against them. It seems like they're done with that. They have taken off the training wheels, and that should be scary to all of us because that means that the F Heroes 2 team feels like the AI is in a good enough spot that it can effectively scout the map and still bring destruction to your base. I love it. Moving on. We also spent time improving the overall performance of the engine. All animations have become slightly more stable. We significantly reduced the computations during text rendering for multiple languages and sped up operations in the editor. Such changes are especially noticeable on lower end devices, which we aim to support for as long as possible. The F Heroes 2 team is of the people, by the people, and for the people. I love the F Heroes 2 team trying to help us out here on our potato PCs. But I must also say that this is a really interesting opportunity. Noticeable differences on lower end devices. This might be the best time in the world to download F Heroes 2 to your janky old tablet that you don't use anymore. Yeah, this might be the time because you're going to see it's going to be really pretty good is what I'm hearing here. The performance of the engine overall is good, and then even better on those lower end devices. I love that. Excellent. The editor was released more than a year ago, and many players have created various maps for the F Heroes 2 engine. Oh my gosh, has it been a year? Has it really been a year? Starting from this release, we will continuously include more maps in the F Heroes 2 bundle. This release adds 2 new maps, 7 Deserts and Eruption. Of course, Seven Deserts from my friend Winnie Maru, and Eruption from my friend Mushanki Pet. Two wonderful friends of mine. I really appreciate them. Couldn't have happened to two better map makers, and I love very much these maps. I think that they meet the threshold of excellence that we expect here in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. And I know that the price of loyalty came out with many maps that were designed and implemented by the community. And I'm so happy that the fheroes2 project continues that tradition of people that love the game sharing their maps that they have made with the rest of us. I can vouch for these two maps. I've played both of these scenarios. I love them. Seven Deserts and Eruption both are fantastic. Go check them out. You will love it. And I got to tell you, the fact that you don't have to go out and find map packs anymore, the fact that the fheroes2 team will simply include the very best, the cream of the crop, makes everything worthwhile in such a meaningful way. I love this. Okay, moving on. As a bonus for the players, we added two brand new objects to the game, the barrel and the black cat. Yes, you read it correctly. The black cat, which is an interactive action object, along with the barrel. We think you should be the one to interact with these objects to find out what they do. They've added two brand new objects to the game. fheroes2, at its heart, its scope of what they're trying to accomplish has always been to rebuild the game from the ground up and make it the way it was, kind of preserve and restore the original spirit and gameplay. And for the few changes that fheroes2 has made, they have not made changes that some people have asked for. For example, people say, well, Castle is really weak. You need to get a buff for the Knights, or we need to rework Mysticism and we need to make some changes there. The fheroes2 team, maybe they'll do that in the future, but their goal to this point has not been to add things or change things. It's been to keep things the way that they were originally intended, just improve the functionality and the accessibility. And now, this tells me something important. This tells me that the fheroes2 team is pretty happy with where the game's at. I'm sure that they're going to continue to make improvements and adjustments, but the fact that they are adding things to the game, that's pretty big. I love that. Love that. Additionally, the team updated several translations, improved the AI behavior, which is why the scouting radius has been pulled back, including searching for the ultimate artifact. That's interesting. Ultimate artifact can now be found by the enemy. Keep an eye out on that. And they've closed more than 30 issues since the last release. Thank you for your support, and we hope you enjoy the game. Trust me, we enjoy the game very, very much, and we appreciate the fheroes2 team. Folks, just in case you've never seen this before, it's important to me, well, we'll come back to that in a second. It's very important to me that I do something here. I'm gonna do this. Okay, so I want to make sure that you know how to get this newest version. We'll get to what some of these other things are in just a moment or two, but if you ever go to Google and you hit fheroes2 GitHub, that's all you gotta do. You will find this nifty page here. It's a recreation of the fheroes2 or the Heroes of Might and Magic 2 game. You click on this link, you go down in the GitHub, and you go past these nifty little things that says, what is fheroes2? And right about here, you get to download and install. If this is the first time that you've ever tried to install fheroes2, I highly recommend that you click on this and get yourself a copy of the good old games version of Heroes of Might and Magic 2. You can get it from the Ubisoft store, or from Good Old Games. I recommend you getting the Good Old Games copy. And then you go through, for me, it's Windows, and I go through Windows Installer here. Once you go Windows Installer, you could instead go for Zip Archive. If it's your very first time, go for the Zip Archive. So that way, once you download the game, I recommend in 64-bit because most computers can handle it. Download this in 64-bit. There's going to be something you can run, and this is the script that will pull the resources out of your original game, and they will make sure that you find all of the stuff that you need to make fheroes2 work. Specifically, that is the subdirectories, animation, data, maps, and music. You need these 4 folders in order to make the game work. If you already have fheroes2 successfully installed on your machine and you just need to update the game, all you got to do, for me, I just go to this Windows installer, I click Windows x64 64-bit, it will download the installer, and then once that's downloaded, just click on it, hit run, let it work, let it go, and it will install fheroes2 right on top of the old one, and it will update your copy to the newest version. So just in case you wonder, how do I get fheroes2? Links are in the description, but you can go through this way. If you've been putting off installing the latest edition of fheroes2, trust me, now is the time. So go ahead and do that. Okay. I'm gonna get out of here. Okay. You can tell I downloaded Sprightly a little while ago. Okay, so as I'm getting out of here, on to the next thing. We are here in the new map editor. I mean, it's newer, and I've included these barrels in the water, and I've included a black cat, and I've also included a pyramid. I've just made this up really quickly. It's already saved for me. The functionality of the new map editor is fantastic. I'm just going to go here. I'm going to hit start map. Yes, I can go from the map editor to starting this map as is currently situated. I'm going to hit OK, and we're going to interact with these two objects. I'm going to have Sir Gallant do the first thing here, which is the pyramid. Folks, the pyramid is important because it was the de facto way of getting something very important not too long ago. The pyramid was the way that you could get negative luck. Now, the pyramid, of course, you come to this great and ancient king's tomb, and if you defeat the guardians like we do here, you get experience, and in this case, I would have gotten the Summon Earth Elemental, no problems. But if you go to a pyramid that's already been visited, you come upon the pyramid of Great and Ancient King. Routine exploration reveals that the pyramid is completely empty, but worse than that, we get bad luck. Negative luck sometimes falls on the hero's units in combat, causing their attacks to only do half damage. That is crazy, and now we have awful luck. That's pretty bad. Now, where does this black cat come into play with this? Well, black cats are inherently unlucky, but what else do they provide? You come upon a great cat purring as it rubs against your leg. Charmed, you reach down, but it bites you and flees. At least the laughter at your misfortune lifts your troops' spirits. Folks, we have now picked up +3 morale and another -2 luck. You cannot go above or below +3 or -3 when it comes down to morale and luck. So we are going to be maxed out at -3 luck, which I don't think was even possible before. We now have cursed luck. I don't know, but I think that this is the lowest luck I've ever seen in my life. And this feels pretty bad. So the black cat, -2 luck, but you get +3 morale. There's a lot of interesting use cases where if you've got some nice luck artifacts, the black cat might be your very best friend. Look at him. He's just sitting there with his cute little eyes blinking and his tail kind of moving a little bit. I love it. This looks great. This feels fantastic. And I got to tell you, part of the thing that I love here is it's kind of hard to see, like on grass tile set, and that actually kind of suits a cat. Cats don't try to be seen, and so therefore it's kind of nice that it blends in a little bit. I like it, and the fact that it blinks, it does catch your eye all the same. But, so now we've got the plus morale, we've got the negative luck. If I had some luck artifacts, this could of course be mitigated, and then yeah, if you are like the undead, you're probably not going to want this at all because you don't need the morale ever, but you do like the luck. But all of a sudden, we're going to start to see this little seen mechanic, rarely seen mechanic of negative luck. That might be showing up more in your games more and more in some of these maps that are going to be coming out from these awesome fheroes2 map makers. And when it happens, I'm going to be pretty thrilled. Here's hoping that you have good luck moving forward, but I think that's going to be up to you in whether or not you visit these objects. Okay, moving on. The barrel is a new object at sea. Your ship bumps into a barrel drifting at sea. Inside you discover a stash of lost treasure. 5 crystal and 500 gold. Now compare this to, say, the sea chest, which was always present. The sea chest should give you 0 to 1500 gold, and then the flotsam, which will always give you either nothing, wood, or wood and gold, right? So usually map makers have set up their maps at sea to have tons and tons of flotsam, and then you end up with 40, 60, 80 units of flotsam, of wood that you then have to trade for precious resources. The barrel fits in nicely to maps because now you can get gold at sea with the chests, you can get artifacts through the chests, and you can also get wood through the flotsam, sure, and resources now at sea. You can get resources at sea. It looks like it can be non-precious resources and precious resources alike. We already saw the crystal once, and now we're seeing crystal again, gems. All I need to see is mercury, and then I'll know that you can get one of everything. And that's pretty fantastic. I love that addition because it's going to give the map makers a lot more flexibility. Pirate maps. I want to see somebody make a really cool pirate map, and I don't know, just make it awesome. Make the barrels out here. It'll be really, really cool. It's worth noting that you cannot actually edit the barrels right now to give you specific amounts of resources or types of resources, but I think that that might be within the scope of the fheroes2 team's practice in the near future, so we will see about that. Okay, and there's one last thing I need to show you, folks. So, Sir Gallant, well, he's already gone through the black cat, and he's already picked up his negative luck. What if he just wants to pet the cat again? The sting of your previous encounter still lingers, and you keep your distance from the intimidating cat until you have regained your courage in battle. We must fight a battle in order to get this buff and debuff yet again. Folks, this fits so great with the theming that we already have in Heroes of Might and Magic 2. It reads well, it looks fantastic. This is a worthy addition in my opinion, and I want you to go and check this out for yourself as soon as possible. I love it. One more thing that we need to do, just for my sake, I haven't actually checked to see if I can find this just yet, but I need to find Eruption. Am I going to have 2 copies of Eruption since I've already downloaded it once? Let me just go to all and scroll down by name. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Eruption. Ah, so you see, I've got 3 copies of Eruption. Oh, cool. So we've got the French version of Eruption, which is, of course, Mushanki Pet is a native French speaker. And so, of course, it's in French. And then also we have the English version. And then this is my original version I think I had. I had one of these before and one of these later. Yeah, okay. And so if you've already downloaded some of these maps that will be included in the fheroes2 project, just know that you might have to get rid of one of your copies that you don't love the most. I think that the way I'm looking at this, the fheroes2 team is going to take the most recent addition from the fheroes2 server. So in the event that Mushanki Pet updates this map in the future, I believe that they're going to update and upload the most recent version of the map. He might have to, as a map maker, remind them to go and do that for him if they would please. But really cool, really awesome. And if you haven't seen Eruption, go and check it out. The Fire Lord emerged from its erupting volcano, and he is planning to conquer your kingdom. I've played this map on stream. I loved every second of it. We start off with a great hero. Go and check out this wonderful scenario for yourself, folks. This is awesome. Thank you for the time. Thank you for the energy. I love this game. I love the fheroes2 project. It has reinvigorated my love for all things Heroes of Might and Magic, and I'm grateful I get to spend the time with you here today. So please go check out this new version of fheroes2. Until I see you again, do me a huge favor. You know what's coming next. You know what's coming next. Please look after you, look after your friends, look after your family. Take very good care until I see you again. One more time, my name is Phixfox, and I'm out. Peace.